It is a fact of life that you can't always get what you want. However much you want something to be perfect, there will be times when you must take what is on offer. Sometimes you have to settle for less than what you desire. The phrase settle for less means you must aim lower or reduce your level of expectation. To expect something is to assume that everything will come to you just as you wish. Of course, in reality, this is not normally possible. A person's expectation is quite often not the result. Sometimes it is necessary to reduce your expectations in certain situations. For example, if you are looking for a house to move into, then you might have to lower your requirements or the things you really want that house to have. You might want the house to have a large garden and lots of room inside the house. This is what you want. However, finding that dream house is not as easy as it seems. You might be able to get some of the things you want, but not all of them. In this situation, we often say that you have to make a compromise. To compromise is to make changes to what you plan to do. You want a big house with a garden, but in reality, you will most likely need to compromise. The choices offered to you might not give you everything you require. So, a compromise must be made. The choice might be a large house with no garden, or a small house with a garden. Something in your plan will have to go. This is a very good example of a compromise being made. A settlement made during a dispute can also be described as a compromise. During a business deal or when discussing a contract, there will quite often be compromises being made. To put something at risk or danger can also be a compromise. To put a certain thing at risk through an action. That thing has been compromised. For example, a type of security code can be compromised. Someone has broken through the code. It has been compromised. When making a decision, we can also say that you settle for less. To lower your expectations can also be described as a compromise. We often say that something is better than nothing. Perhaps you can't get everything you want this time, but perhaps next time you will. In life, we often have to make compromises. For example, in your choice of career or the type of place you live in. You might even have to compromise on the person you choose to spend your life with. As I said at the start of today's lesson, you can't always get what you want. Sometimes you must settle for less with a compromise. The word itself can be used as a verb and a noun. You compromise on something. The compromise is the thing you are settling on.